Today, I want to talk about a topic that randomly materialized into my head yesterday, which is all about dressing for who you want to be instead of who you currently are. But before I get into that, as you can see, I have a different setup. This is my first sit down video in my new apartment. I've been here about 2 weeks, so I'm still getting things together, setting things up, buying furniture. I am gonna get a lamp because currently I'm using overhead lighting, which is not flattering at all. But I am gonna play around with things and see if I can get the lighting better for future videos. Right now I have a filter on, so that's helping a lot. I've been doing a lot of reflecting lately on all of my goals since moving to New York. If you've been watching my other videos, you know that I'm here to pursue modeling and content creation full time. Something that I've come to realize is it's not going to be easy to achieve what I want to achieve. It's not going to just fall into my lap, but there are things that I can do to put myself in the best positioning possible. I feel like I've had this false perception that once I moved to New York, everything would suddenly fall into place the way I wanted it to. I'll suddenly get every opportunity that I haven't gotten before. I'll be able to work with all the brands that I've wanted to work with forever, but that's really not the case. So I've been thinking a lot about what else I could do beyond how I regularly post on all my social media, how I've been reaching out to photographers, how I've just been networking at events that I've attended. And I think this is something that can apply to everyone that wants to pursue a career in the fashion industry. Even if you're not interested in doing that, I think the idea of dressing for who you want to be is something that is a part of manifestation, which some people may or may not believe in it, but I truly believe that how you present yourself can lead to maximizing opportunities for yourself in the future. So, why dress for who you want to be over who you currently are? Confidence is something that you can take your whole entire life to build. The more you hold yourself back from putting yourself out there, that builds up over time and can create a huge hindrance to your sense of self esteem and confidence and ability to talk to other people with certainty and without being overly anxious. So, for me, what I found is even if I may not necessarily have the confidence to speak up, the way I dress almost kind of speaks for myself or creates an image of what I might be like before people talk to me. And it can even create interest in other people to want to talk to me and want to associate with me and want to interact with me, which is great. People want to surround themselves with somebody who looks confident, who is well dressed, who knows who they are, or at least looks like they know who they are. So, wearing clothes that represent who you want to be, whether that's a model or a singer or an artist, someone in the tech industry, a writer, whatever it may be. Dressing the part is a huge step towards being who you want to be. And you'll find that when people come up to you, they'll say something like, "Oh, you look like an important person," or "Oh, you look really interesting," or "I really love your style. I'd love to talk to you about this, that, and the other." And people coming up to you for this reason is going to help you build a sense of confidence, build a sense of self esteem and reassurance. It's almost like your clothing can do half of the talking for you. Dressing for who you want to be is a way to physically change something about yourself and can help overcome fear of change in your life. There is a lot of times and missed opportunities that I've had in my life simply because I didn't have the confidence to say, yeah, I want to do that. It was never easy for me to speak up growing up or advocate for myself in a lot of ways. There was a lot of factors that made me a more reserved person that didn't like to network, put myself out there, engage in public speaking. And while I'm still not perfect at any of those and I'm still learning and growing, when I do reflect on some of the missed opportunities I have, I think I was hugely afraid of rejection, not being good enough, or that people realizing that my reality was different than their perception of me. That is why it's so important to dress as who you want to be, because that is changing a key part of yourself that changes how you present yourself to other people and can help you make steps to overcome your fear of change, the reasons that you've been holding yourself back, the reasons why you haven't applied for opportunities, or you haven't accepted opportunities, or maybe you haven't even received the opportunities that you want. I think of that saying, do until you are. And dressing for the person that you want to be is part of that. Changing something physically about yourself is helping you take steps towards creating the life that you want for yourself. I've heard a lot of people be afraid to dress how they want because they're afraid of how other people will view them. They're afraid of people judging them. They don't want to be made fun of. They don't want to be misjudged. But I truly feel that you should not be afraid to dress the way that you want to. The only person's opinion that matters at the end of the day is your own. I believe that if people have an aversion to you, or they look at you sideways, or don't want to interact with you because of the way you dress, those are people you don't want in your life anyways. Dressing for who you ultimately want to be, I believe, will lead to ultimately the right people finding you in your life. You will attract all the people that are meant to be in your life, that will support you, that will be by your side, that will help you get through things, that will help you further your career, and be a good sense of support for you in general. There's also the side of thinking where it's like, oh, well, this doesn't flatter me, this doesn't suit my face shape, or how my hair looks, or my body type, or my height, whatever it may be. Physically, the way I want to dress doesn't suit me, so I'm not gonna try it because I'm gonna look silly. Well, the truth is, fashion and beauty is subjective. So if you're telling yourself negative thoughts, like, I can't wear this because I look like this, or I'm gonna look like this, that's just holding yourself back from your own happiness and your own expression and your own growth. You should feel confident to wear whatever you want to wear and be who you want to be. If you want to be a model, dress like a model. Just because you're not a model doesn't mean you can't dress like a model. Present yourself in life the way you want to be perceived. That builds confidence, and it will eventually lead to the things that you want in life. For me, I found that dressing the way I want to dress for who I want to be has been a huge contribution to my overall productivity and success. I find that almost 100% of the time when I go out wearing a nice outfit and I look nice and I did myself up, I'm more motivated to create some form of content, and that's something I can post later on my socials, and who knows, maybe it'll go viral, maybe it's gonna blow up. I simply feel much more motivated to create when I look the part. Dressing the part, I truly believe, will motivate you to want to do the things that you need to do to reach where you want to be in life. It's like when you dress up for an interview. If you're dressed more nicely, and you're more likely to get it because you look the part, you look professional, people are going to want to listen to you and talk to you more because you look exactly like somebody they want to work with. And this is so crucial for people who find they struggle with productivity and motivation and even get stuck in creative ruts. It happens to all of us. So sometimes all you have to do is get yourself up, put on the outfit, do the makeup, do the hair, do whatever you need to, and then the motivation's gonna come. You shouldn't sit down and wait around to feel motivated. You should get yourself up and work, like Kim Kardashian said. And once you've put on that outfit and you've been productive, you never know, that could lead to something. That could lead to a new connection with someone. That could lead to a follow-up interview. That could lead to a viral video. You never know. You never know unless you dress the part and you do what you need to do. Something that I found is when I talk to people, whether it may be friends, designers, or stylists, or photographers, they all seem to tell me the same thing. They look at me in person and they look at my Instagram. And the number one thing they always tell me is, oh, your style is very consistent, your photos are very well taken and articulated, your feed is very well put together, I can see what kind of style you have. That is because when I dress, I always dress to cultivate overall to my personal brand. Personal branding is so important in this day and age. You need to have a strong sense of who you are and how you present yourself. So if you want to have better opportunities, that really boils down to how you dress and how you present yourself. So when people see your page or you, they know exactly what kind of person you are, what kind of things you like, and what kind of opportunities they should offer you. People are much more likely to want to work with you when you have a strong sense of style and a strong sense of how you represent yourself yourself to others. Having a personal brand and dressing for who you want to be definitely applies in real life too, because you have in-person interviews, you can meet people in real life on the street or go to networking events in person. So this really applies to everyone. It's so important to have a strong brand. People are much more likely to want to work with someone who has a strong sense of style and a very specific niche over somebody who doesn't have a sense of who they are, works with anyone that gives them an opportunity, will wear any brand that is presented to them. On the other hand, you might find that brands or people may not want to work with you because you're so niche. That is a possibility, but at the end of the day, I still think it's better to be very specific about how you dress and how you present yourself, because the right people that have the right opportunities will find you and will come to you. As I've been saying, dressing for who you want to be instead of who you are can definitely lead to opportunities to your career and in your life. And I think this is something so valuable because if you want to get anywhere near to where you want to be in life, you need to maximize your chance of getting the opportunities that you want. You need to put yourself in the best possible position for people to reach out to you, to want to work with you, or for you when you present yourself to someone for them to want to work with you. And once you get those initial opportunities, it's easier to build on your past because you have that experience and you can continue to get more opportunities or get better opportunities, even maybe more high paying opportunities because you've had that experience. I myself would not have been able to get some of the opportunities that I've gotten in life unless I worked my way up to get those opportunities. If I didn't decide one day when I was in middle school that I was going to dress the way I wanted to, and I wasn't going to let my parents control the way that I dressed or cared what my fellow students thought about me or my teachers thought about me, I would literally not be who I am today because I am the result of my experiences and my decisions and my choices. I always love to think about how when I was in middle school, I used to go on the bus and I would have brung an extra bag of clothes with me on the bus to change into because my parents were kind of controlling about what I would wear, which I understand because like I was a child, and I think it's good for parents to help their children dress appropriately for their age. But I still felt like there was a restriction on my personal sense of style. So I would go on the bus and I would change and I would wear my outfit and I would go to school. And that was a huge way of how I express myself, is through my outfits. And that is why fashion is so important to me, because it really helped me cultivate a sense of confidence. It helped me cultivate a sense of who I am. And at that time, it helped me create a sense of who I wanted to be one day. Because I was dressing up and I was wearing all the outfits I wore, that's why I started to get followers. That's why I started to be able to work with brands. That's why I was able to get signed to an agency. So many things happened to me in my life because I dressed to be the person that I want to be. And am I that person yet? No, not yet. But I do strongly believe I will one day be able to do everything that I love to do in life full time. But I do think that I've come a very long way. So that was my TED Talk on why you should dress for who you want to be instead of who you are. I hope that you guys liked the video. I do like to do these kind of sit down videos where I just talk about something that's on my mind or something that I'm passionate about. Let me know if you want to hear about any other topics, and I'll see you again very soon.